every bit as good and as potent. So I'm really more about getting providers to allow patients, here's the pass off, go talk to your pharmacist, okay? That's what I want providers to get comfortable with. Not everybody's gonna be as comfortable as you, but when people start asking, okay, what about this medical cannabis stuff? What about CBD? You know, I've read online that it might be helpful for my pain or for my anxiety or for my inflammation. Well, go have a conversation with your pharmacist, right? And then they can get comfortable with that, and it's a good entry level into CBD. This is something, I brought this for you. This is a gift for you. This is something new. I'm just bringing Cody today. This is a 250 milligram full spectrum, and we have a really good price point on that. They can pick that up for $39.99. So for people that are worried about price, or I don't know, it's $100, what if it doesn't work? And I have a full money back guarantee on all my stuff. If anybody brings something back to Cody, hey, this didn't work for me, he's gonna take it. I'm gonna give Cody a new bottle to replace that, because it doesn't work for everybody, okay? A lot of research shows 85% show helpful to somewhat helpful results, but everybody's biochemistry is different. And we got to be really careful not to try and dose this like we do medicine, okay? Right. You know, our traditional single molecule med off the pharmacy shelf that Cody sells, it's all a bell-shaped dose response curve, right? If you take a little bit too much or too little of this very specific medicine, it's not going to work. You're not going to have efficacy. Well, this is a whole plant supplement, okay? It's not a drug. Let's just treat it like a dietary supplement like it is. And it is a plateau-shaped dose response curve, okay? That means if you take too much of it, it's still going to work. It's going to work the same. It's not going to work a lot better. You know, if you double your dose, all you're going to do is waste it, okay? So we teach patients, look, start low, increase slow. That's the best rule to tell anybody in CBD. I've got some fibromyalgia patients that are on this 1,000 milligram full spectrum, and they literally are taking, they'll tell me, they'll count 6 drops. I mean, that's a really small dose. They're getting like 7-8 milligrams of CBD. But for her biochemistry, she's very sensitive, and it's working. She's getting sleep. She's tracking it on her Fitbit. And I have some patients that need 60 milligrams every night to put them to sleep. And there's a lot of different factors that play into that. I mean, all the way back to whether they were breastfed or not, whether they've had any exocannabinoids introduced into the system, you know, smoked pot in college, whatever that may be. So everybody's going to respond differently. And so we just say start low, increase slow, and then they'll call me, 5-8 days later, and they'll say, you know what, you're right, it's working great. I'll take 2 doses in the morning and 1 dose in the evening. My anxiety's gone, and I'm sleeping good. Okay, that's awesome. I'm glad that's working for you. But now, after a few days, I want you to titrate down just a little bit that dose. Reduce that by a half dose a day. And they'll call me back like, it's still working. Perfect. You just saved a little bit of money. CBD is expensive. Let's get you the best value, because not only do we not build a tolerance to cannabidiol, we actually, our body neuromodulates and kind of adjusts for it. And so the best thing to think of is, I don't think it's fair to say this is a really good anti-inflammatory. No, ibuprofen is an anti-inflammatory. This is a signaling molecule. That's all it is. This is going to just go into the deepest part of your cell, into the chromosome, into our actual chromosomal DNA, and it will identify, oh, we're out of homeostasis over here in the immune system, right? The immune system is jacked up. We have way too much inflammation, not enough anti-inflammation. And people think that, necessarily inflammation is bad. No, we would die in 2 minutes, right? Without the ability to have inflammation. It's all about homeostasis. And so all CBD does, as a signaling molecule, it tells your chromosomes, hey, over there in your immune system, you got too much inflammation. Over here in your endocrine system, you have too much catabolic growth and not enough anabolic. Or over here in your nervous system, you have too much excitation and not enough inhibition. So release these peptides, release these proteins, and naturally regulate yourself. That's what's happening. It's amazing. That's why for some people it'll have very wide-ranging effects, because really you're just introducing that into the body. And I believe this is, God has always intended us to have this. It's just a phytocannabinoid. It's a flower.
Well, we have, that's one thing that I guess I never even realized. We have endogenous cannabinoids. Yeah. And when I went to school, I don't know about you, but we didn't learn anything about the endocannabinoid system, right? We didn't know what the heck it did. And now we're seeing how it works with the mu receptors, the opioid receptors, and the synergistic effect that it has. And I brought this detailed NIH study for you guys to read if you want to. Yeah. I read it this morning, and actually it's very informative. It talks about methadone, Suboxone, and the cannabinoids for getting patients off the opioids and how it works, and with pain and regulation and all that good stuff, kind of what he's talking about.